That's right. We are back here on the show, and it's time to talk about Bailey Zappi because somebody's job looked like it just got zapped. Okay, Patriots, Mac Jones was benched for Bailey Zappi after throwing an interception versus the Bears. Do we like how Bill Belichick is handling his quarterback situation? And Zach, once again, I lob that right over to you.
Yeah, Lil. So it's crazy because after the Patriots game last week against the Cleveland Browns, I was ready to write the full apology letter to Bill Belichick. If you remember, I predicted the Patriots to be about a 6-win team. I predicted this would be the worst team in the history of Belichick's Patriots. And I even went as far as to say that this would be Bill Belichick's last year as the head coach of the New England Patriots. And guess what? I was wrong. That's not going to happen. And I still apologize to the Patriots because I thought they would be picking in the top 10, and they're about an 8 or a 9-win team. So they're much better than I expected, even though what happened last night. But getting into the quarterback situation, man, it's crazy because I think Bill Belichick made the right move benching Mac Jones when he did. But big picture, the fact that he had to do that is a major concern. Because when it comes to Mac Jones, last year, what made him so impressive was he was just perfectly made for that Patriots system. Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels made sure they put him in the best position to succeed. He rarely made mistakes. He had enough playmakers around him. The Patriots defense was actually really good, and they won 11 games. They got to the playoffs, and we were feeling pretty good about Mac Jones. But even with that rookie season last year, which he was impressive, he made the Pro Bowl, by the way. It was impressive. But even with that, I never thought that Mac Jones would be a guy that when he was put in a not so favorable situation, I never viewed him as the guy to get the team over the hump. And this season, without Josh McDaniels, with Matt Patricia, the Patriots offense in general has been better than expected. Bill Belichick is still really the mastermind behind operation. But when I look at Mac Jones yesterday, he was trying to just make these crazy plays like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, and he got benched for it. And frankly, it was the right call. Mac Jones has really not played well going back to week 15 or 14, 15 of last season, and it's really concerning. And when it comes to Bailey Zappi, I think he's good for a 4th-round pick. Like, he's better than expected. He came in last night, threw a couple touchdowns. It was electric, but the Patriots aren't going anywhere, in my opinion, with either of these two guys as their quarterback because there's just not enough talent around them. And last year, the Patriots had Josh McDaniels. I think they were a little more talented on the offensive side of the ball. But yesterday, their defense didn't show up. We'll get into Justin Fields. I'll give you the mic before I get into the Bears side of things. But the Patriots defense cost them last night. Like, it was pretty embarrassing. And both Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi threw really bad interceptions. So big picture, again, I think the Patriots are better than I thought. Bill Belichick is still an elite coach, and he's going to give the Patriots the coaching advantage in basically every matchup they have. So that's going to be enough to win them, again, 7 or 8 games. They're a little bit better than I expected. But still, last night getting demolished at home by the Chicago Bears in prime time, and no one knows what your quarterback situation is like going forward. Not great, man. Not great.
It's tough because I'm a fan of Mac Jones, the individual, the professional that he is, the professional that he was when his name was called by the New England Patriots, right? And he says all the right things. He did all the right things, supportive of Zappi, at the game, at the media, post-game. I'm a fan of Mac Jones, right? But the reality is, no, I don't like how Bill Belichick is handling the quarterback situation because Zappi should have started from the first place. You see, Zappi was winning games with the Patriots. They found the formula to win, right? Now, Mac Jones had suffered a high ankle sprain. We know that. We know that was the reason why he was kept out of the games the last couple of weeks. That should buy you enough time to evaluate your current situation. Why are you rushing Mac Jones? Why are you rushing him in there? A high ankle sprain is something that could keep you out for half a season. It could always linger. So you need to use that as an outlet to buy you some time to evaluate. Is this kid really good, Zappi? Do we really have something here? Let's start him, Monday Night Football, and let's see. Because if he fails, then we're like, okay, we could go back to Mac Jones. Now, what you did was you threw Mac Jones out there. And I always hate when you take these quarterbacks out because not only are you taking them out physically, you're taking them out mentally. Okay? When the crowd is, boo, we want Zappy, we want Zappy. Now he had to hear that. Then he got demoted. So I'm not sure how Mac Jones is as an individual with his mindset, right? But I know it affected a lot of people when they got taken out. Look at Mitch Trubisky. He's a veteran, been in this league forever. And we saw how the crowd and everything surrounding the quarterback position ran him out of town. That's why I did not want to start Mac Jones, because I want to see if Zappy was really that dude. If he was just not a momentum quarterback, he can really play or not. Because granted, he may not be a top 20 quarterback in this league. And granted, history may actually argue he's not a top 20 quarterback in this league, because when you look at the Patriots' history of drafting quarterbacks under the Belichick regime, other than the GOAT GOAT, they haven't done a good job of doing that, right? Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Even though Jimmy Garoppolo is a, fairly decent quarterback, but that's it. Nothing higher than that. Jarrett Stidham, Cliff Kingsbury. Like, really, Cliff? I didn't even know he was a quarterback in the NFL till today, right? All them guys that they drafted. Zappy may be one of those type of dudes, but we don't know that. Right now, he was playing with momentum. So why kill the momentum? Ride the momentum until the momentum and adrenaline kicks off, and then you go back to your guy, Mac Jones, who is healthier at this point in time and can come in there in relief and save your season. But he messed it all up. Now he has a quarterback situation on his hands that he clearly don't know how to handle. And to make matters worse, not only did what you did, you go on a podium and lie to the American people that these two guys had knowledge that this was going to happen. Now, I can't trust you as a coach because you're a liar on top of that. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of collaborative and mutual disconnects with the Patriots going forward. And either way, by not having a coordinator, which goes back to the offseason, any of these quarterbacks is doomed and is doomed to fail anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to answer the question like that.
Let me ask you this. I think there could be some reason to the theory that Mac Jones might have been in fear that Bailey Zappi, the way he played the last few weeks, was maybe on the path of taking his job. And maybe he wanted himself to play and make sure he could get back out there at all costs. And I know we could say it's a high ankle sprain. He could be out this amount of time. He was ready to play. He wanted to play and he was cleared. So, he's your first round pick. The Patriots decided to start that guy. And when it comes to Belichick's answer, I do think there was some reason, like, even if Mac Jones would have, I think Belichick kind of knew that Mac Jones wasn't really going to give them much. And he did expect to play both guys going in because it wouldn't have made Zappy played too well against Cleveland. Like if you were New England last night and Mac Jones played the entire game, like I think it would have been worse. Zappy threw a couple touchdowns. At least he gave them something. I mean, the Patriots defense, they were really the main culprit for why they lost yesterday. So it wouldn't have mattered, but go ahead.
The bad thing is that they made that transition and they still lost. Like I could understand because I remember me and you had our debates about Tua and Brian Flores subbing him out of the game so they could win a game. And I always said that was going to have long-term implications, which it ultimately did. But even to win the game, right? To win the game, they didn't even win the game. So it's like you don't get no points or style points either way you slice it and dice it. You lost the game. Mac Jones' confidence may be shot. Who knows, right? It's a lot of L's that they took. And the way how they lost the game, on top of that, how they got dominated in all three aspects and phases of the game, they took so many L's yesterday that only one L in the L column is not going to even show. So that's the problem. Now, also, too, and I'll throw it right back to you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to throw it right back to you. My other point that I have is that I completely botched it in my head. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to say, right, I get the fact that it might not have been perfect the way Bill Belichick handled this. We all have our different opinions on that, and we could go anyway. But my main issue here is I don't know if the Patriots have a top 32 quarterback in the league. I don't know if either of these guys are. Because, again, I still don't believe if you put Mac Jones in a bad situation like this one, I don't think he's good enough to put the team over the top and get them through that. And the Patriots defense, again, didn't help the cause last night. And again, I like Bailey Zappi. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks ever to watch in college. He was breaking all types of records at Western Kentucky. But at the same time, he was a 4th round pick. And the fact that immediately 6 games into his rookie season, we're even having the conversation that him versus Mac Jones is like, that could even be a debate. Like, that kind of shows that maybe the Patriots reached a little bit or a lot on Mac Jones when they took him in the first round.
I don't think they reached for Mac Jones. Mac Jones fell. Nobody thought Mac Jones was going to New England until
Mac Jones to all these other quarterbacks going in the first round. The sell on him was that he was almost a guarantee, which is so false, by the way. No one is ever a guarantee when it comes to the quarterback position in the NFL. But everyone said he's so league ready. He's perfect for the Patriot system. But then I watched him last night, and he thinks he's Josh Allen throwing these ridiculous passes, and he deservedly got benched.
And I'm going to bridge that into the next subtopic, talking about the Bears in a few minutes. But the point that I had that drifted my mind just came back to me. I'm a firm believer of, and it goes back to my opening lap when I said Zappe should have been playing in this game. He should have started the game. I'm a firm believer of, you play until you lose. For example, you play one-on-one in the court at the park. You don't leave until you lose. You lose, you hand the ball. You out. You on the sideline playing video games. You lose. You have people around you trying to play the same game. You lose. You hand over the controller. So I'm the firm believer until you show me that you are losing the game or you're not it, then you hand over the keys. For example, the Cowboys, they were lucky that Cooper Rush was winning while Dak Prescott was out. And then on Sunday night, they lost the game. Cooper didn't look good. So now the transition was, okay, we're going to Dak right now because Dak is ready to go. And what we just saw was Cooper babysitting. Why not do that with Zappe until he shows you that he loses? Right outside the game that he lost with the Packers, that was his first game and came in second half of the game, whenever he came in the game. Until he shows you that he loses, then go to Mac Jones. You have a reason to. He has a high ankle sprain. So it's not like, oh, you have to throw him in there. He ain't gonna like you. He's gonna throw a fit. That's actually reasonable cause to hold him out.
Yeah, I think he was healthy. He was cleared and he wanted to play. And Belichick said, you know what? I'm going to use that as an opportunity. We're playing the Bears. I think the Patriots might have been a little too cocky going in and thought, okay, we're going to give both quarterbacks some action, see who's looking better. And again, I don't love the way Belichick handled it in that way either. I think there's some reason, okay, maybe you put Zappe in, but at the same time, Mac Jones was healthy. So I don't know if he could have really done anything else. But I have no idea what they're going to do next week against the Jets, man. I'm really curious to see how that goes.